everybody and welcome to another third-party product review. Over the next few reviews I'm going to be taking a look at the figures from the Prometheus line from TFC. That's TFC's version of Defensor. Starting up, I'm going to be taking a look at this guy. His name is Warning Line, and basically he is their version of the Protectobot Groove. He is a beautiful Dodge Tomahawk. He's an uber fast bike. Now, my first impressions of this guy was, why have they changed the design so much? It's a very Tron-like look, but then when I saw the actual pictures of the Tomahawk bike, I was actually amazed at just how well they've done to actually capture it. I mean, this is nigh on a perfect representation of that bike. Although being very, very flat in colour, there are some really nice highlighted areas and the detailing is really, really picked out. It really does look fantastic in hand. It holds together really, really well. The wheels are a little bit tight and they don't roll overly freely. But all in all, I'm extremely impressed with the alt mode. I haven't had a TFC figure since I had Hercules. I didn't personally like the look of Superion. The Predator King was okay, it just didn't tickle the right boxes for me, but Defensor was one of my favourite Autobot combiners, and as I saw the prototypes being released for this and I saw people getting hold of these, I just wanted it more and more. I really am extremely impressed with the bike mode. It's a really, really good size. It's about the same sort of size as your Junkie on bikes, although you've got so much more width here with the really wide wheel axles, and it just looks phenomenal. I love the handlebars on top there. I like the fact you can store the guns on the back. You've got this black connection piece which can hold the two guns up, so they're kind of going over. You can imagine kind of an android rider laying on there with his kind of head down, holding onto the throttle. It's just a really, really good alt mode. Scale-wise, yes, it's a very big bike. You're going to be bigger than your cars, but I don't think the bikes have ever really scaled very well with the other Transformers. I mean, you take the X9's Splinter or the Unique Toys Salmore. They're both really, really big bikes. Then you're going to get a car next to it and they're going to tower over the car. They are designed to scale with your figures in their robot modes, not in their alt mode. Just taking a closer look at the accessories that we get with them. We've got these two really, really nice guns. Colour on these obviously is very, very minimal with these really nice blue kind of neon highlights on there, but the actual detailing on the gun are really, really good. It's very, very futuristic and it's just really, really nice. It's good to have a good, hard, solid third-party toy again. I mean, I've had some which are made of a slightly thinner plastic and they just don't quite match up. I started off with Hercules as my first ever third-party figure, and I'm glad to see that they've kind of got back to that really nice, solid feel. And this is the connection peg. You can either use that as a gun as well, I suppose, but I use it to connect the two. And of course we get a foot plate because our guys do combine. And what a really nice foot plate this is. It's really solid, everything's clicky. That's such a nice joint. And we do get a rocking motion. That's always a good start, isn't it? So we know that we can be able to move this forward. It's going to be absolutely incredible. It really is. I can't wait to get him finished. I really can't. For a size comparison in vehicle mode, you can see him with his StarCats Combiner equivalent. And you've also got the Masterpiece figure in here. Do you see what I mean? The bike mode itself is way too big to be kind of displayed with the other vehicles. But if we bring a robot in, see, now I think that scale works incredibly well. Really, really does. But let's be honest, I'm not going to be displaying this guy in his bike mode. He is going to be a leg. Right, to get this guy transformed, first of all we're going to lift these sections up here, which reveals his hands. And I just pop open this panel here, and this panel like so. Now we want to be splitting these legs. Now they're tabbed in just in here, and they're tabbed in either side of the connector port. So the best way to do that is to apply pressure to both the wheels, and just give them a little wiggle. And that will pull those apart, and you want to pull out the connector port and put that to one side for later. fold the foot down, it's on a ratchet there, pull it away down, and then flip the foot up like so. Now the fists are actually pegged onto the top of the knees, so if you want to just pull the leg section away, that pulls the fists up. You can then grab these tabs, fold that down like so, and then fold the shin tab down as well. That's on a small hinge. To do that, let's do the same with this leg. Let's bring this section down, all the way down, and then applying pressure to the hinge just covers up those legs. Next, you want to come up to the top wheels. Just pull those apart. Again, that just splits that section. You can then come round to these arms and just open them up. That's going to bring these round to the side. And what we can do, we can rotate this section around like so. So again, rotate around like so. We can flip up the head at this point. That's a lovely face sculpt, isn't it? You can just come around the back here. You can just pull these sections round. And I saw another review that mentioned this as well. They've actually put a hinge section in here which covers up the joint. Although you don't actually need it there, it's just a really nice touch, because if you put the wheels together there, that's completely hidden anyway. But it's nice that they've actually gone to the thought and trouble of covering up the combiner ports. You can then just bring the arm down to the side, applying a fair bit of force, just grab it around the middle of the arm and at the top, and just pull and extend. The next steps are just a little bit cosmetic. Just rotate this hinge back here, place that behind the hand. You then swivel the throttle like so, and on the shoulder here, that is on a hinge. Just bring that section forward like so, and there we have him. I'm really impressed. That's a really G1-ish head. I didn't actually think it was as G1 as that, but that's a pretty good resemblance. Of course, he doesn't come with the Autobot logo. I'll put that on there. But wow, he's good. He's a really hefty figure as well. He's got a good bit of weight to him. All in all, I can see why the fandom was kind of split over this guy. They were humming and hawing, oh, it's not really that G1, it's not G1 enough. Now, I think TFC took a risk with this figure, and I honestly think it's really paid off. Using an official bike, using that Tomahawk as a limb, it makes sense to me. They are like a rapid response unit. They're a defence team. Having just a normal police bike, that's not good enough. They needed a hybrid bike, and TFC have delivered that. I think, as far as robot modes go, this is a really good nod to the original. And I just think the colour scheme they've gone, it's enough. It's fitting with our Generations displays. The detailing and level of design on this guy is absolutely impeccable. He's got hinges on hinges. There's joints that shouldn't even exist that he has, and I'm actually really impressed. Taking a look at his articulation, you've got the left and right motion on the head there. You've got an up and down motion, but that is on the neck lever. I would have liked a ball joint for the head, but I think they're working with what they've got there. You've got a really nice up and down swivel. You've got a full rotation. There is no ball joint in the shoulder, but it is on a separate hinge, so it's kind of a swivel in there, I guess. You've got an upper bicep swivel. You've got a really nice deep degree of bend at the elbow. You do have an up and down motion on the wrist, but no wrist swivel. You have a waist articulation all the way around if need be. Really nice clunky joints forward and back, and out and in. Swivel above the knee. Nice deep joint at the knee. And for the ankles, we've got forward, up and down, toe motion, and the all-important ankle pivot to get this guy in some really nice poses. Unfortunately, I've got nowhere really to put the foot while it's in robot mode either. I've put the peg that was in the back of the bike just on top of the foot, and I suppose I could have the guns attached to that with the connector. We can kind of pop that in there. We could have the guns facing upwards or kind of a crossways and have it as like a mobile defense unit to kind of go with him. But I think this is going to be shelved. If I have him in bot mode, this will probably be shelved. Otherwise, he is going to be that all-important limb. Now, as fitting in with your collection, where would you put him? This guy's going to sit very comfortably on my classic shelf. He's about the same size as an average Voyager figure. He's got that kind of build to him and that look to him. Yes, he probably does kind of fit in with your Masterpiece line, but I think just the way that these look and how futuristic it is, and just a different interpretation of the Protectobots, I think he's going to be better suited in a Classics collection. Until next time guys, thanks for watching. From myself and Warning Line, goodbye.